Good morning, guys. As you can see the title, I'm just very curious to see how that's really news when people are talking about um, Bitcoin, big money accumulating uh, Bitcoin in a in large quantities during a crypto winter. Um, to me, that's not news. I've been saying that, and that's going to happen again in the next 2.5, 3 years. We're going to have the bull market, then we're going to have the bear market, and it's going to be the same thing happening over and over again. Um, you know, during the halving, before the halving. I mean, you look at it, you see the charts. I'm trying to simplify this for everybody so they can understand what's happening. Okay, so the next time, so we can fast forward, to the next 4 years from now, and during that period, when you see the bear market, you remember, and you're like, okay, I remember last time, and I remember the time before that time, what happened. So that's why I am telling you guys that by mid 2021, um, I want to be out of the, or mid 2021, late 2021, I want to be out of the crypto markets because they're going to do the same thing. They're going to suppress the market and then they're going to drop it. And when they drop it and it goes low, they're going to do the same exact thing and buy low. And then as we get closer to the halving, the next one, I'm not even talking about the one next year. I'm talking about the one after, which would be what, 2024. Um, you'll see the re the expansion, the re accumulation. Um, you'll see the buying low and then the market going up and up and up and up again. So uh, to me, the blueprint is already there. What's up, man? Yes, 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 I'm back. Um, but and good morning, good morning. I just wanted to touch on this because a lot of people are, this is, I can't believe like this is news to them. This is news that big money at 3,000 was accumulating. If you look and you do the research, you'll see the news that I think it's 1,000 to 10,000 bitcoins are now in more wallets, and they're accumulating in the crypto winter. And there's going to be another crypto winter, and that will be sometime in 2022, 2023, and it's going to happen again. So and I'm basically using this because someone left a comment on my last live stream, and I said I would answer. So if you guys have questions after this live stream is done, I'll try to answer them on the next one. So you leave a comment. So basically, again, just to let people know what I'm doing. Again, this is not financial advice, but what I'm doing is, give me 1 second. Um, yeah. So basically, what I'm doing is middle 2021, late 2021, I should be out a good percentage of all my cryptos. And then getting back in late 2022, mid 2022, 2023, and then waiting for the next halving um, to reap the harvest. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I'm telling you, the blueprint is there. Just simplify things. Simplify things. You know. So that's just what I'm looking at. I hope you guys can see it. If you go to my Twitter at 007 Mac 007, I have the it's pinned on my Twitter, the chart. Right when you go to my profile, you zoom in, you can see what happens before the halving, after the halving, how it goes up. You can almost do the math to the levels that it goes up to, and then you see the bear market. Uh, so, I mean, just really simplify this. A lot of people are trying to time it in the sense of, trading it and doing this and what's going to happen. I think the blueprint is right there. You know what I mean? So, um, if, I mean, it can't be any clearer than that. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing over and over again. Let me see some of your questions. Some horses, yeah. Yeah, this is a little different than Miami living. It's it's in the middle of it's west and north of Miami, south of Fort Lauderdale, but west. It's a very different lifestyle, but it's still close enough to Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Got you. Okay, I think that was you. Yes, I think that was you that asked the question. So yeah, you'll probably I mentioned it, um, and the diversification of Bitcoin or this or that. It truly depends on how many Bitcoins. Again, I'm not giving anybody financial advice, but it truly depends on how many Bitcoins you do have. And, um, for example, let's say you have about 10 Bitcoins and, Bitcoin goes to around 80,000, 90,000. I think it's kind of smart to at least take half of those. Again, not financial advice, just my humble opinion. When it's around those price levels, take some profits, take 50%, at least 50%, and then leaving the others, if, but again, what I see has been happening over and over again. But you never know, just to be secure, you can leave 50% just in case it just, for whatever reason, this bull market might be a little bit different and it goes, higher than, 140,000. It just takes off, you know. So, uh, but um, it's always good to have security when things go down. Um, for a lot of you that held during the last bull market, I know some of you were probably thinking, man, if I would have just, you know, took some profits and seen a Bitcoin at 3,000, seen VeChain at those prices, seen a lot of these coins that that you believe in, and having some fiat on the sidelines, you you would have been ecstatic. But the thing is to learn from the mistakes, right? That's the key thing. We all make mistakes. Now, the wise individual learns from them and then applies it to the next time and has plans. You understand? You got to plan for the future. You got to have the plan already. And of course, this is just my faith, my belief. I don't like to get ahead of myself. I'm not trying to be, cocky or proud in any way, um, under the blessing of God and under the timing of God. But with that being said, still having a plan for the future. And what I've been seeing is definitely um, uh, the same actions I've been taking um, for the last almost 10 years. So I'm already planning. It's kind of like the Olympics or the World Cup. I'm already planning for the next, what we call the Bitcoin World Cup, the halving. I'm already planning for that one, when to get in, when to get out. And you need to be doing that. Wait, I can't say that. I take that back. I need to be doing that. So, um, that's just the way I'm looking at it. Let me see. Some of you guys are reading things and I wasn't even paying attention. Let me see any. You guys got any questions? Trying to get the questions and I don't see them. Uh, SV. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw the news of uh, the Bitcoin Cash, the Toshi's version. Supposedly, there's some fake news that they were going to get re-enlisted on Binance, and there's a lot of things. I would be very, very careful with that. Um, I mean, just not only that, there's certain things that are just really nasty that are going on. I don't want to get too much into it, but just be very, very careful. There's a lot of uh, fraud. Let me be careful how I word this, but just be careful. Do your research. Um, uh, in my opinion, uh, the end game of that one is not going to be pretty. So just just be very vigilant and do your research. Um, do your research. Okay. Player BTC pair tomorrow. Yeah. That's games that I won't have against the whole when I see massive games because I never saw. Yeah, I know. Like my brother was saying, he's gonna hold the whole way, and then I had to talk to him. I go, listen, um, I've been here. I do this, and I'm gonna kind of tell you what's coming. And I'm not trying to sound cocky or arrogant, but I'm gonna tell you what's coming, when it's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, and you should be smart and handle it appropriately because you don't want to go through the roller coaster of the bull market and then you're up a certain amount of money and then you see that money come back dwindling down. So be smart, take profits, but know when to take profits. That's why I always say there's a season to plant and there's a season to harvest. You have to know the season, and you'll know the season. And I'll do my best to to help. But I'm not giving anybody financial advice. I'm just sharing what I'm going to be doing, and I'll probably be giving the hints when it's harvest time. And again, I'm kind of saying it like we're going into the future. I think it's going to be middle 2021, late 2021. And then the next planting season in cryptos will probably be mid to late 2022, early 2023, waiting for the next halving, waiting for the next bull market. Again, rinse and repeat. And it's just, I think this is going to be a very, very big blessing for all of us who are involved and understand how the crypto market works. Um, it's kind of basically telegraphing the whole. It's giving you the blueprint. No, no, and if no, for Bitcoin a correction, no, no. I see again. If anything, I see a rise for Bitcoin. Um, as every day we get closer and closer to the halving, you guys, I know I sound like redundant, a broke. It is. It is the. Man. And let's say Bitcoin was to go back to what 6,000 7. Believe me, it would be a fake. That's what we call fakes or fakies. Um, it, it, the halving's coming. Um, so next year. So with that, people are accumulating, 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 and as we get closer to the halving, you're going to see a lot of YouTubers talking about the halving. You're going to see a lot of the crypto Twitter talking about the halving. I don't know why people talk about it. So close to the halving, they don't like talking about it a year in advance when you should be talking about it so you can plant and get the best return on your investment. So for Bitcoin Cash halving in April and the Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin Core, whatever you want to call it, halving right after April and May, you're going to see crazy price movements for both Bitcoin Cash, I guess ABC, I gotta say, and Bitcoin as we get closer and closer to the halving. So there's people accumulating, accumulating. I started accumulating in the 100s. I'm fine with what I got for Bitcoin Cash. I'm fine with what I'm holding for Bitcoin. So I've been planting. I've been doing things correctly. Been planting in planting season, and it's still kind of like planting season because where it's going to be going. But I like getting things way, 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 way undervalued. It's more exciting, of course, and greater returns on your investment, and it gives you a lot more leverage. So, for example, if Bitcoin Cash hits half of all-time highs, which would be like around 2,000, you're making pretty good returns on your investment. So that's the time, and I'm just using that as an example of what I'm going to probably be looking at and saying, okay, what am I going to do? Do I cash out all the way here? Do I take 50%? But I do see Bitcoin Cash hitting at least all time half of all time highs. But after the halving, things so I might take maybe 30%, 40% at 2,000, and then letting it ride after the halving because I'm still making really good gains from 100 to 2,000. That's really good, and then letting it ride and seeing the bull market take off, and then who knows if Bitcoin's at 80,000, 60,000, 70,000, Bitcoin Cash should be around six, seven, eight, you know, thousand, who knows, 10,000. No one can predict the future. We can just do our best to see where it's going. You know what I mean? So, um, let me see what else. So, with adoption on its way, do you think the next bear market will sustain? Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a big fall again because there's going to be a lot more people involved, but there will be a price correction. There will be a price correction, and how deep translate into a bear market. How deep will it be? It really doesn't matter. It will shake off a lot of the bad projects, uh, but for Bitcoin, and things like VeChain, especially when you look at the tokenomics and you see what certain projects are doing. Um, I don't think that's going to be a big issue. It's just going to be, guys. We're looking at the new stock market. You got to see the millennials and I forgot what they call it, the other generation. Uh, from 35 and up to like 49, and then 25 to 34, and then as we keep on going, people are getting into cryptos. So I mean, this is where the money's at. This is where it's going to be going, and some of the smart money, the baby boomers, know that. Talking about real institutions know where this is going. Blockchain, AI, esports. It's a young man's game, and you got to try to get uh, the young kids. I don't know how else to put it, but the younger generation, and they know where the younger generation is going, and it's going into things like AI, blockchain, esports, virtual reality. So that's where the money is targeting. There's a race for that, and so this is guys. You don't even understand. We're in the very very beginning. So I wouldn't worry too much about when the next price correction happens. The only thing I would be concerned about, or not even concerned, is just planning when to see the drop. And you collar, excuse me, I just woke up. Dollar cost average in. You don't just go. Again, this is not financial advice, but you don't just go in all at one shot. Oh, okay, I feel like this is the bottom now. No, you don't do it like that. You just you get your feet wet, you get your toes wet first, and you get your feet wet, and you get in little by little, and then you start feeling the financial climate, what's going on, and then pretty soon you can almost tell when the bottom is there. It's like, all right, this is getting beyond ridiculous. All right, so it's kind of okay. So for example, when that bull market happened in 2017, um, you start noticing, okay, this is beyond ridiculous. I'm going to put this amount of money for this project. That's when you start knowing, okay, wait a minute, these things are overpriced. The same is the reciprocal for things that are oversold. You start saying, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. VeChain is so undervalued right now. Bitcoin is so undervalued right now. Bitcoin Cash is so undervalued right now. When you get that sense of like this is beyond ridiculous, you kind of know where the bottom is at. You understand? And the same is again for the reciprocal on the top side. When you see things that are like way overvalued, you're like, all right, this is crazy right now. I need to get the heck out. You understand? You can almost sense it. You can, and the more time you're involved in investments and things like that, it's almost like muscle memory. Like shooting a basketball into a rim. You kind of know you've been there before. You know it. It's like, all right, this is beyond ridiculous. So you kind of get the feel for it. I'm gonna do my best again to put out videos and during this whole uh, bull market that will be happening next year. Again, that's just my opinion from the charts that I see. I'm simplifying it. A lot of people want to make themselves look. Let me not go there because I don't want to. I don't want to be name calling or anything. But some people just try to make it more confusing than what it is, and it's really not that confusing. It's really simple. It's really simple. Again, if you go to my Twitter or you've seen on my secret Telegram, look at the chart, zoom in, really study it, see what's happened in the past, and I'll kind of tell you what's going to happen in the future. It's really not that difficult. Again, there's not financial advice, just just my opinion of what's been happening. Let me see. V chain price. Eventually, and no pun intended, the cream rises to the top. You understand? So I don't know when. I mean, the bull market's going to happen next year. Again, that's just my opinion. And if you ever seen a V chain bull run, it's kind of like a ripple. When it goes, it goes. Okay, when it goes, it goes. And there's been some sell walls there. I'm not going to make any speculations of why those sell walls are there. Some people kind of understand, if you've been watching my videos, what I talk about. Uh, but again, there's a lot of big conglomerates. Smart money buys low. They buy really low, and once they let the gates open, once they unleash the beast, it goes it goes for a pretty big ride. So um, eventually, again, listen to me. Eventually, I do see V chain at $1. Will that be in the next bull market? Who knows? But eventually, I do see it. Now, again, like I was sharing with my brother, there's a smart way to ride that wave. Okay. So, for example, I'm using an example. Let's just say that in this bull market that's coming, that I believe will happen next year, and the all-time high for VeChain will probably be, again, I'm just giving an example, 30 to 40 to 50 cents around there. Hits those ranges. Um, I'm just gonna be, uh, transparent with you. I'll probably take a lot of those gains and then wait for the fall, wait for the price correction. Maybe back down to 15, 10 cents, 8 cents, and, stack it up again and ride the wave eventually to the magic number, which will be $1. Again, when you see things from uh, you know, from zero. And again, VeChain's a whole nother monster because they are real. They got real partnerships. They got real things going on. But eventually, again, for VeChain, I do see it at $1. Eventually, that's just my opinion. All right, guys, you got any more questions? I'm trying to keep it under 30 minutes. And if anything, you can watch the video again if you missed any part of it. Oh, TFD, that's T food. Man, this I don't have enough time to talk about it right now, but I'm part of a Telegram that talks a lot about T food, and there's only about 80 members there, and there's some things that were hard to talk about right now in a short amount of time, but uh, we will see. We will see. I do like Martin. I do like Martin. I believe he's a really, first of all, genuine person. Speaking to him, and but we will see with that. I don't have enough time to talk about that one right now. For Lisk, uh, what was all time highs? $30. They have potential to go back to those. I haven't, again, I've been more focused on VeChain, Bitcoin. Um, I haven't really been focusing too much. I got to speak to Richard from GNY, a project head from Genie GNY, who specializes in artificial intelligence. And I've been meaning to talk to him, especially about List, because he has all the information of what's going on there. Um, and hopefully I can talk to him. A great buddy of mine from Genie. And I've just been so busy. I haven't been speaking to too many people of late. But I'll try to get some good information there and get back to you about Lisk. Yeah, I mean, you see the price. I mean, LTC, and I'll finish here. You see the price from $20. Now what? We're at 100 and something dollars. And then after the halving, that's kind of showing you what could happen with Bitcoin Cash, what could happen with Bitcoin, and it's been happening. You see what's taking place. So again, if you got in at $20 or around those ranges, and um, just think about it for the next halving. All right, if you see certain ridiculous prices, it's the way you learn. The next time, it's always the next time. You don't chase. You don't be like, wow, I missed it, so let me get in now or try. There's always going to be a next time. That's what I try to tell people. There's always going to be a next time. So the what I try to tell people, and again, this is not financial advice, but just don't chase. There's price corrections, and then there's going to be a next time, and for the next time you see, wow, wait a minute, I remember last time, uh, a year a year before the halving, um, what it did, and after the halving, what it did, and I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be prepared. All right, guys. Till next time, remember to do your best to be kind to people, have mercy on people, walk in love, and be humble. Be humble. A lot of you, um, well, let me not say it like that, but if you do make a lot of money, remember to think about other people and don't get so arrogant and like, I did this, I did that. Um, there's a saying when don't get cocky, because it just might get rocky. So just learn how to be humble, and try to help as many people as you can, and try to spread the word about cryptos. Even though some people don't see it and they like waiting till the last minute to plant. But for the next time, and there will be a next time, and I've been talking about the next time, do your best to help other people to see it, and that way as well, you're planting seeds for you to be blessed. All right, guys. Till next time, be blessed.